Hey family, God bless you guys. I wanted to share a few dreams with you guys. Two dreams that I know the Lord really wanted me to get out as soon as possible because I had the same dream, or I had a dream about the same thing 2 nights in a row. I have a lot to share, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. But my dreams have been a little different lately. At least the past few weeks, the past week or two, they haven't been as symbolic, and I'm wondering if that has to do with the fact that we're in a new season, and if the Lord's doing things a little differently in this season with me, as far as the knowledge and information that He gives me through dreams, because things have been a lot more like active, like in my dreams, instead of it being so much symbolic and me having to do a lot of research to understand them. They've been seeming very literal, and almost like I'm awake when I'm awake and I'm awake when I'm sleeping. So like I'm living and doing things when I'm awake, and I'm living and doing things when I'm sleeping. So but anyway, let's get to these dreams. So the first dream that I really wanted to put a warning out about, because that's what it pretty much seems to me. I was in this first dream. I was with my class, and we were at some kind of stadium, and the stadium was filled with people. Um, and I think we were there receiving rewards for something. Like it was some type of award ceremony. And I was talking with my wife's cousin Jessica, and I had gave her this piece of paper with some kind of drawing on it. I don't really remember the what the drawing was, but I know it was important in the dream. And so um, there was this guy that was there, that was being like a bully. And then the scene kind of changed a little bit, and at some point it was just like the people were still there, but they were like frozen in a sense. Like we were almost it was just me and this bully, and we were in this in like a time bubble. Like the rest of the people were not active, and we like he was mad at me or something. He wanted to kill me or something like that. And at that point, I noticed I wasn't myself. I was another person, and I was like this little chunky boy. So I'm running up the stairs in this stadium to the top, and I got to the top, and he had chased me up there, and he he pulled this pipe, this black pipe, off of the from the ceiling, and he started poking me with it. But after he pulled the pipe off, it wasn't just a regular pipe. It was like a branch, and it was like twisted, like a twisted branch, and it was black, and he was like poking me with it. And when he was doing that, like I wasn't scared anymore. Like I knew it was just this piece of stick that he couldn't hurt me with. And like I was telling him to stop, and then he went away, like he disappeared somehow. And then it changed, and I was talking with two of my classmates again. We were sitting at the top of the stadium, the bleachers, and then I was looking at the sky while I was talking to them, and I noticed the moon. And the moon, I knew it as Saturn. I knew it was like Saturn, and I saw like how the Saturn's rings look. I saw that around this planet in the sky, which I'm not sure if it was the moon or if it was Saturn, but I knew it. I had said that it was Saturn. But for some reason, it was like you see the moon like when at nighttime, and it was like this bright yellow color, almost like a mist around it, like you would see the rings around Saturn, and it started to separate and almost fall off of the planet, and it started falling down in the sky like slowly. Well, it must have been moving quickly, but from it being so far away, it looked like it was falling slowly. So, and I had pointed out to it. I was like, look at that. What is that?" And as it was falling, I I started to see it closer, or as it got closer to the earth, in the earth's atmosphere, I could see it better, and I realized it was blocks, different color blocks of like the mega blocks, like those big Legos, like the toddler version of Legos, and they were giant, and they were falling to the earth, and I could see, um like I could see that these different color blocks, and it reminded me of like meteors or asteroids falling down from the sky. It reminded me of my the dreams I've had of wormwood, and when the trumpets get blown, and all the stars fall, as the Bible says in Revelations, the stars fall from the sky, which those are meteors, and this is what this reminded me of. So these gigantic blocks of Lego pieces are falling down to the ground, or falling down to the earth. And as I said this, I realized I had seen this before, and I knew then that I had a dream about this same thing. While I was in this dream, I remembered the dream, and I had told my friend, my classmate, that I was like, I saw this in the movie I saw that was called The Life of Pi, but that movie had nothing to do with anything like this. But I never actually saw The Life of Pi, but I know what it's about. So I might have to watch that movie just to see why I referenced that in this dream. So anyway, as these blocks were falling, this I heard this strange alarm go off, almost like a ship that's casting off, like this deep wah, and it was loud. So I wonder if that has to do with the trumpets going off, just like I was saying, when the trumpets blow, and all this stuff starts happening. So I knew when they were falling, I knew that they were about to impact the earth, and that the world was over, and that there was about to be a big blast that was going to hit us from the impact of these Legos hitting into the ground. And then I woke up. So the dream that I remembered, that I had completely forgot about before I had this dream, I know I had this dream so God could remind me of the dream that I had the night before, which in that dream I was watching a movie at a movie theater, and then I noticed, like it was almost like the theater had no ceiling, like we were at a drive-through theater or something like that. And I noticed, that the sky looked strange, and I could see what looked like strange yellow mist floating in the sky, like these colors, these different colors in the sky. And then I realized it was getting closer. And as it got closer, I could see there were different colors all over, and they were giant Lego blocks, falling to the earth from the moon. And people had saw it and they started panicking and they were running all over, screaming and everything. And then I woke up. So I know this is a warning relating to wormwood and the asteroids, and how wormwood has a, or if you want to call it Planet X, or if you want to call it what's the other word, the other name, all those names that they have for this, but it's all the same thing. And there's a debris field around it that once it hits our atmosphere, that's when we're going to start seeing these more meteors falling from the sky, which we already seen a increase in recently, with within the last like 6 months or so. Um, if you just look that up, look around the world, like in other countries, they've been especially like Russia and stuff like that. They've been having a lot of increase of, excuse me, of seeing meteors and things like that falling in the sky, so lighting up the sky. So I definitely know that that's what the Lord was wanting me to warn about. So then later on that night, last night, when I had this dream, um I had woke up at some point, and I felt a presence coming in my room. So I started to pray and talk to the Lord, and talk to Father God, and I was asking about who this presence was, and I was just saying, if this wasn't a presence that had right of access into this room, something that was of the righteous kingdom, the holy kingdom, then it had to leave because it was trespassing. So um then I heard this voice, and I'm not sure if it was an angel, if it was the Holy Spirit, but I heard this voice and in my head, and I saw, like, I started falling back to sleep at this point, and I'm having this conversation, and I heard the voice say that terrible things were about to occur, and the voice asked who was going to tell the people, and then I said in reply that I wouldn't say anything without proof. That's what I said. And I believe my proof, if you can even call it that, which someone that's not a believer probably wouldn't consider this as proof, but the dreams that I just had confirmation of before I had this conversation, um, is proof enough for me. And I mean, just looking at the news, just looking at the way the world is right now, just knowing what Revelation says, that things are going to get a lot worse. That's proof enough for me. So anyway, and this is not to make it to put fear in anybody. This is just to prepare people, because some people um don't know about the things that are going to occur. They don't know about what the book of Revelation says. They don't know um that they need to be covered in the blood of Christ. They don't know that they need to be grounded in the word right now, because at some point they're not going to have these things. They're not going to have the Bible to be able to look to. They're not going to be able um to hide in safety, um in the safety of their homes, once things get a lot worse. And we have the Lord to lean upon, and to trust in him, because he is he's our shield, he's our protector, he is our strong tower, and we have nothing to fear, we have nothing to worry about. But even the disciples back then, there was a point where they went through tribulation. They went through things where they were being hunted and attacked and things like that. And it's just always good to be prepared. If God sends you a warning, we have to blow that trumpet. That's what we're here to do. So that's all I'm doing. Um, so to jump on another subject, lighten it up a little bit, I have some other things I want to share. Some interesting dreams that I just pulled out of my notes of things that the Lord allowed me to see in the past few days. So um just on another note about the about judgment and things like that. So I was in it. I had this dream where so I'm kind of skipping through things. Just I'm not sharing full dreams here because I'd go on forever if I did that. So, but anyway, at this point in this dream, I couldn't find I was with my wife and we couldn't find the car, like, or she didn't remember where she had parked the car. So somehow she said that she was going to come back and get me, and I was wondering how she was going to do that. And she ended up showing up that she had borrowed her aunt Deborah's van. Deborah, so we talked about that before. Um, she had borrowed her van, and she was driving. At that point, she had picked me up, and I had got in, and she had yelled out, like in pain or something, and I had asked her what happened, and I noticed she was holding these sliced red grapes in her hand, and she had said the sun went down and there was a reflection of light in her hand that made it look like it was bleeding, but it was just the juice from the grapes, and she thought that it was bleeding from a hook. And so I woke up after that, or some other things happened, but this is the part I want to share. So the grapes, the sundown, the hook, and the bleeding spoke to me about harvest and judgment. So, and when when people reap like a harvest of grapes, of like a cluster of grapes, they use a hook knife um to cut the cluster of grapes and put them in like the baskets and stuff. So that's where that hook came from. So Genesis, so some scripture. Genesis 49:11 says, "He will tether his donkey to a vine, his colt to the choicest branch. He will wash his garments in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes." So that's where the whole blood and the grapes come from. Revelation 14:20. They were trampled in the winepress outside the city, and blood flowed out of the press, rising as high as the horses' bridles for a distance of 1,600 stadia. This is talking about the judgment um, of the wicked. Isaiah 63:3 says, "I have trodden the winepress alone. From the nations no one was with me. I trampled them in my anger and trod them down in my wrath. Their blood spattered my garments, and I stained all my clothing." So these verses refer to Jesus, by the way, just in case you didn't know. So the next dream I want to share, I have been asking the Lord um, about a few things. Particularly, I was asking about things that a few people have been talking about, like as far as us being the 144,000 have being alive, like spiritually at some point before we entered into our current bodies, and us being other people or having been in other bodies, in having other missions before we came to the mission that we had on this earth. So I was asking about things like that had to do with that. plus just that in general. And so the Lord gave me a whole lot of dreams on that, as answers to that. So this one dream I had, I was in a ship, like a spaceship, and like um like a spaceship you would see if you know anything about Star Wars, like the tie fighters, or the I forget what the other ships are called. But basically what I'm trying to say was a spaceship that was like a single person spaceship, like a jet almost. So it was just me flying it, and there were other ships that I knew was like my team, that we were flying around. So I was in this ship, and I was floating around this like hub center with the other ships, and we were getting assignments from the command center, and we were getting our assignments and the locations of these assignments, and then we would get tethered by like this like spirit cable, um, or like this energy cable, to the hub. Like it would shoot out and connect to the ship, and it would connect to the hub, and I knew that this where we were going to go, we were going to send information back, report information back through this tether cord. So everybody had got their assignments and they had shot off to wherever they were going. And then I had got my assignment last, and I was assigned to Los Angeles. And I heard I had angel studies. My assignment was on angel studies. And before I was sent, I heard the command center say that this was not a good one. Like it wasn't going to be easy. And I got my assignment, and then I saw the tether connect to my ship, and then I was like teleported to LA. So I thought it was pretty funny, pretty ironic, that I was sent to Los Angeles, which would mean the city of angels, and that my assignment was angel studies. And then, so this last dream I want to share real quick. Um, I was walking around with a group of friends, and we started singing together. And one of my friends, named Nathan, he he and I, we were like harmonizing, and like we were just having fun, enjoying ourselves, just singing to the Lord. And I had said that we were like, I was like, that was like peanut butter, like it was smooth. And then he had said we were making peanut butter cups, and then everybody started laughing, like we were just having a good time, enjoying ourselves, just full of joy. At that point, I had noticed there was a white cake being sliced that was sitting on this table. It made me think of a wedding cake. So then, at that point, it changed, and I was with three other guys, and we were all about to go to this formal dinner, and they had gotten changed into these silk kurtas. I believe that's how you say that word. It was spelled Kurtas. And if you don't know what those are like those like robe type um uh clothing that you see like a lot of Middle Eastern culture, people from that culture wearing, mostly like Indian, like the Indian culture, wearing like those things, like those that the men wear, like the robe types, and then you have the pants under it. um so they had these, and I knew they were silk, so that instantly made me think about um the the clothing that we're going to receive, the white robes, because what I had read before is that these fine, when they say the fine linen, that actually refers to silk. So I saw that they had changed into these silk curtains, and and they had like these intricate designs all over them, and I had looked them up, and a lot of times the ones with the intricate designs like that are worn in weddings. So this whole dream made me definitely pointed out wedding feast, the wedding feast of the Lamb. So I had asked them why they had put on pajamas, and it's funny because they actually call them pajamas, and I wasn't really into putting them on, but I knew I had to, so I had went and got changed, or I had went to go get changed, and I was given a silk curtain too, and the pants to put on, and then I went into this area that didn't have much privacy, so and I was like getting naked and getting changed, and I believe I was on an elevator, so I know that also is kind of symbolic to uh go rising up, ascending, things like that. And one of the guys that was with me, that had the curtains on, I knew he had been giving me advice on some type of important decision. So those are the dreams I wanted to share with you guys. I know it was a lot. Uh, Sorry that I put so much in this video, but I know I hadn't been on for a while, and I had so much that I really wanted to just share with everybody. Um, so definitely, if anything stood out to you, take it to the Lord, pray about it, wait on Him, seek God first in all things. Definitely seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So don't take my word for these things. Always go to the Lord, because He is ultimately the one that has the answers that we seek. And again, if you don't know Jesus, I beg of you, get to know Him now, because Jesus is the only way. He is the only thing that's going to protect you from the things that are coming. And He is the only way. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And no man come to the Father but by Him, by Jesus Christ only. His name alone is the name that we call upon, that can get us into heaven, that saves us. I love you guys. God bless. And I'll talk with you soon.